SGC here, and spoiler time! So yes, this is a spoiler video. If you haven't seen my movie review for Amazing Spider-Man 2, watch it here now and then come back and continue on. Because this time it's spoiler time. Okay, let's put some ground rules. Basically, I'm just gonna say everything that I think that could have been fixed and made into a better movie. As you can see from my movie review, I enjoyed Spider-Man, and I'm not a hater, but I just wish that this movie could have been more than it was. So let's start off with Rhino. What they did with Rhino, total waste of time. He was a thug, that scene was amazing and fun, but you knew from the get-go from all these crap trailers that Paul Giamatti would be Rhino, but the fact that they showed the last scene of the movie in the trailers is just garbage. Like, why would you give such an epic, well, in terms of just, we didn't know it would have been epic, but now everyone knows that Rhino is in this movie and he's hardly in it. And the fact that he's shoehorned in the beginning and the end is just crap. Like, I would have just replaced him with the normal thug and just maybe, you know, really amped up the whole Spidey smartass bit, and then that'll be it, and it'll be just a thug thing. And then Rhino could have been, you know, Spider-Man 3 or whatever. And then next, we have the whole Emma and Garfield bitterness. As in like, oh, I can't date you, but I love you, and I'm gonna date you, and I can't love you, or whatever. But I love their chemistry. They're like little things. That was sweet and everything, but the back and forth thing was just played out way too much. I sort of wish they like narrowed it down, maybe had that one little scene and they got back together and bam, they're together. And that would have been so much better than this bickering back and forth and the whole dim sum thing and the picture thing and the whole like, your dead father's ghost is following me and I see him everywhere. That bit was just wow. Also, we have Aunt May. I sort of wish that Aunt May didn't go off into this, like, it was great performance, but the storyline itself, the whole Parker family thing is messed up. Like why do the parents matter? Aunt May in the comics is amazing, and even in Raimi was amazing. Here, it's like she bickered, and she was upset. I mean, I sort of wish it wasn't about, like, the dad, but rather somebody else. Maybe he was taking so much time on Emma Stone or working his ass off that he wasn't spending time with Aunt May, and then Aunt May had this, like, not as teenage angst as I'm reading it online, speech about him being her son. I enjoy her performance. Like, I love how she's cast. So yeah, Aunt May maybe tone it down a bit. And also, since we're talking about old people, Jonah Jameson. I sort of wish they just rehired him and have him come in. I mean, sure, it was kind of nice that they mentioned his name and everything, and he did that whole horrible thing about the email, but I seriously wish that he showed up or had his voice or something. So, moving forward, so now we have Electro. Electro, I think, was totally fine. It's kind of unnerving to watch someone so crazy, like, to be just crazy. Like he worshipped Spider-Man, and once Spider-Man didn't care about him much, he was just nuts. But then I really enjoyed the whole timidness of him, and though the whole no one cares about you thing was overblown, because it's like, you can't treat people like that. It's not realistic in terms of just you setting up a real world within a comic universe. Like, tone it down a bit. Like, we get it, and I seriously swear I'm not gonna watch Spider-Man 4 if Spider-Man 3 consists of villains talking to themselves in menacing voices, because I can't stand that, because Green Goblin did it, Octopus did it, Venom did it, and now Electro does it, and probably Harry does it too, because he's a new Green Goblin. And now, let's go there. Harry Osborn, what a waste. If they left him in for this entire movie, build up the friendship, make him matter. I mean, sure, it's sad that he's dying. I'm not even going to talk about that bit about his father living forever and him in his 20s and dying. But he should have just stuck with being Harry Osborn and showed up in 3 or 4. Because I don't know, like, Sinister 6 can happen with Green Goblin around, and it's gonna happen. So why not set him up, maybe push things back, guys? Sinister 6, like, everyone about Spider-Man thinks about overcrowdedness. Spider-Man 3, thank you for screwing that up for all Spider-Mans ever. And the fact that you're gonna have 6 confirmed villains, for sure, because of Sinister Six, it's just like, you know, you can push it back. It's not, you know, we still haven't forgotten Spider-Man 3. Anyway, Harry Osborn should have stuck with Harry. Then all the scenes with him, with Parker, would have made so much more sense. And it would just build. And there would be so much more conflict when he becomes Green Goblin. And there wasn't. I just there wasn't conflict. Like, it was just like this dude that was out of your life for so long, and he became a douchebag because he's dying, and now he's like, I need your blood, and then I get your blood. And he becomes a Green Goblin, and he's like, now I'm gonna kill you because you didn't give me your blood in the first place, but I got it anyway. So what? And then the greatest thing about this movie, Gwen Stacy. Seriously, why kill her? Why would you kill her? Like, I know this happened in Spider-Man 121 30 years ago, and she dies because of Green Goblin. But why kill the best thing about your franchise? Like, hands down, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's relationship is what builds this franchise. Like, the fact that they didn't mesh well, their chemistry was crap. Spider-Man 1 would have been crap. Spider-Man 2 for sure would have been crap. Now Spider-Man 3, well, you're gonna shoehorn in Mary Jane? Like, the fact that Emma Stone, everyone thought was gonna be cast as Mary Jane, and she became the Gwen Stacy we didn't know we wanted. Who's gonna fill the shoes of Mary Jane? Like, anyone that come in is not gonna have the same chemistry. Like, the fact that the two leads are actually dating in real life, you probably should have, you know, extended it. And you didn't really need to follow the comics to that. Like, I mean, even Raimi didn't have Gwen Stacy in the first one, and Green Goblin died. And, like, you have changes to attune to your current culture. Like, look at Captain America. Bucky isn't a sidekick little teenager, but rather a big brother figure for Steve Rogers. Like, wake up, Marc Webb and Sony. Like, why did you kill the best thing about your franchise? And it's like, seriously, this is all stemming from an article that I read from Comic Book Resources, because it's amazingly clear that they screwed up here. The entire movie, they set up Gwen trying to fight for her own, like, safety and I can take care of myself, and then she gets the things done and she helps with Electro, and then she gets killed by Green Goblin because she came to help Electro. Like, it would have stood so much more if the movie ended with Electro dying, and then maybe hint of Harry Osborn or Sinister Six. Don't even worry about Rhino, and have Gwen Stacy exist in Amazing forever, and it'll be awesome. Like, if it was a contract issue, have her come in as cameo or, like, support. Because the fact that she did support against Electro means that she can do it again. And yes, Gwen Stacy, you should have stayed, because that was the best part about Spider-Man 1 and 2 now. And 3, I don't even know what's going to happen with that. And seriously, I'm done. If you wanted to know the good things that I liked about this movie, totally check out my movie review already if you haven't. And if you have, then now you know what I totally dislike, because it was just way too much spoiling if I did it in the normal movie review version. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this spoiler. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about Amazing Spider-Man 3, 4, and 5. And, you know, Sinister Six, Kraven, Andrew Garfield, your girlfriend's dead. And yeah, let me go back to that. Like, the fact that the movie didn't end when it was the graveyard montage was just crap. Because the whole time I was thinking, how is he going to come back and be smart Alec and smart ass to villains right after this major death? Like, I know in the movie verse that I don't know how many years passed, but for us it's still fresh. Gwen Stacy died 15 minutes ago, and now he's back as Spider-Man and insulting and acting as if nothing happened, because that's pretty much his attitude. I mean, like, sure, you moved on, but the fact that for us we haven't moved on. Gwen Stacy just died, and that's it. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Bye.